I think it's time for us to address the elephant in the room.
R. Kelly was the first corporately sponsored everybody knew.
Once it came out on R. Kelly, Jay-Z fled the scene.
Point was, he knew all the time.
For 20 years, Jay-Z refused to speak out against R. Kelly.
As the Diddy trial is opening up, people keep making this all about Diddy rather than looking at everything that's happening around it. There's a lot of people that want to protect the Diddy agenda because it serves them, because allegedly they're all accomplices. Like I said last year, after the Cassie Diddy case was made public for the world to see on CNN.
If Kim Porter hadn't done what she done, there would be no Cassie to testify.
You know, Mr. Combs, SC and SC, thing one and thing two. They've been covering each other's ass a long time, guys. Y'all don't see what's going on?
Federal prosecutors, they're about to call a slate of bombshell witnesses who could blow this case wide open. Maybe alleged victims, the former employees, even celebrities. The testimony could expose the darkest corners of Combs' inner circle. We're going to break it all down for you right now.
What if I told you that the man who built $1 billion empire on the backs of eliminated witnesses is about to face the same fate as his closest ally? What if I told you that the FBI has footage, actual video evidence, that could bring down not just Diddy, but the most protected figure in hip-hop history, R. Kelly? Yesterday it was Diddy, today it's Jay-Z, and tomorrow? The pattern is undeniable, and the evidence is finally surfacing. Look, I know what you're thinking, another Jay-Z conspiracy theory. But here's the thing, this isn't coming from random internet trolls or jealous rappers. This is coming from investigative journalists who've been tracking this story for over a decade, industry insiders with direct knowledge, and now, federal prosecutors who have actual video evidence. Jaguar Wright has been screaming about this for years. She's been telling anyone who would listen that Jay-Z and Diddy were running the same operation, protecting each other, covering up the same crimes. But nobody wanted to believe that Sean Carter, the business mogul, the billionaire, Beyoncé's husband, could be capable of what we're about to expose. Well, guess what? The chickens are coming home to roost. Just days ago, investigative journalist Liz Crokin posted this message directly to Jay-Z on social media. Hey Jay-Z, I was a reporter who talked to your alleged mistress right before she died. I know everything. I know what you did. Go F*** yourself. Your time is coming. Maybe you and Diddy can share a prison cell together. Justice is coming. When Kanye West said Jay-Z has eliminators, she believes he was talking about the people who eliminated Kathy White. Because Jay-Z's surroundings are more than suspicious. And when we go back to the 90s, we can see a definite pattern.
I think it's time for us to address the elephant in the room.
R. Kelly was the first corporately sponsored pedophile. Everybody knew.
Once it came out on R. Kelly, Jay-Z fled the scene.
Point was, he knew all the time.
For 20 years, Jay-Z refused to speak out against R. Kelly, but his former partner, Dame Dash, won't stay silent.
Aaliyah is key to everything. Aaliyah and I were very serious. We talked about getting married, so I knew exactly what went on.
She'd just be like, no, that's a bad man.
R. Kelly did indeed marry his protege, the 15-year-old singer Aaliyah Houghton.
Like, Aaliyah was like the sacrificial lamb for all that.
22-year-old rising star Aaliyah has been killed in a horrific plane crash.
It's a pain that you couldn't understand.
It changed you, turned you into a monster.
When Dame was at his lowest, Jay committed the ultimate betrayal.
I had so much trust in my brother, but he did things that I thought he would never do. So what you think I felt all these years?
For 20 years, R. Kelly's power protected him.
At that time, we did not look hard enough.
Remember Aaliyah's album cover?
Age ain't nothing but a number. Sitting back there like Perv Master.
I mean, I wasn't there. I ain't have nothing to do with that.
They made a song together called Not Guilty. Anybody that knows what happened to my girl that with me should not be period.
Even as new allegations came out, Jay looked the other way.
Kelly is accused of videotaping himself having underage girls. Prosecutors maintain the girl in the video was as young as 13 when it was made.
I mean, I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that. I know I ain't have nothing to do with it.
This isn't speculation anymore. This is a woman who spoke to Jay-Z's alleged mistress just days before that woman turned up dead. This is a journalist who's been sitting on evidence for over a decade, waiting for the right moment to strike, and that moment is right now. Here's what they don't want you to understand. R. Kelly yesterday, Diddy today, Jay-Z tomorrow. It's not just a coincidence. It's a systematic takedown of a network that's been operating in plain sight for decades. These aren't isolated incidents. These are connected operations, connected crimes, connected cover-ups.
Sean Carter is worse.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy.
This is my own success, my own career.
The first time I ever saw Jay-Z or even heard him spit a rhyme was at an MC battle, street battle in New York.
Jay-Z has been backtracking and gathering information on Diddy, R. Kelly, Aaliyah. All these names were somehow connected to him. But what I found when I dug deeper into Jay-Z's history is even creepier than what Diddy had in store. Because to understand how we got here, we need to go back to where it all started. We need to talk about Kathy White. We need to talk about elimination. And we need to talk about how Jay-Z has been getting away with it for over a decade. In August 2011, Star Magazine's senior editor Liz Crokin received what she thought was just another celebrity gossip tip. A woman named Kathy Corana White, friends called her Corey, was allegedly having an affair with the most powerful man in hip-hop. What Crokin didn't know was that she was about to uncover a deletion conspiracy that would haunt her for over a decade. Kathy White wasn't just some random woman. She was a 28-year-old entertainment publicist who ran her own PR firm, White Label PR. She worked with top models, celebrities, A-listers. She was a Howard University graduate, successful, connected, and by all accounts, healthy as a horse. She had everything to live for. But she also had something that could destroy Jay-Z's empire, and in August 2011, she was ready to talk.
Part 2. When this editor from Star Magazine found out that Kathy White had suddenly passed away, she was completely shocked and immediately wondered if this was not a coincidence. Sources close to Kathy were able to divulge that Kathy had gone to Jay-Z to let him know that she was considering coming forward and sharing her side of the story and her truth of what has been going on between the two of them. Within days of Jay-Z allegedly learning that his alleged mistress was going to come forward and expose their ongoing affair, on August 28th of 2011, Beyonce and Jay-Z announced that they were pregnant with their first child. And they announced this at the VMAs. On September 1st of 2011, just days after Jay-Z and Beyonce had announced that they were pregnant, Kathy White would no longer be alive. There are conflicting reports on the state in which Kathy White was found on that very tragic day. Some sources say she was found unresponsive in her New York apartment, while other sources say that there was a 911 call that came from Kathy's apartment. And when paramedics arrived, they took Kathy White to the hospital because she was extremely ill and then was later pronounced unalive in the hospital. Kathy White's autopsy and toxicology were never released to the public, but ultimately the manner in which Kathy passed was ruled to have been caused by a brain aneurysm. It was also heavily speculated that Kathy White was pregnant with Jay-Z's child at the time of her passing.
Here's exactly how it went down. Crokin calls Kathy at her job in New York. First conversation. Complete denial. I never had an affair with Jay-Z. I never hung out with him. I never even met him. Classic celebrity scandal playbook. Deny everything, hope it goes away. But Liz Crokin wasn't some amateur blogger. She was a professional investigative journalist. And she did what real journalists do. She dug deeper. She uncovered photos of Kathy hanging with Jay-Z and Diddy at Dow nightclub in Las Vegas. Hard evidence. Photographic proof. The kind of evidence that destroys careers and ends marriages. So Crokin calls her back, confronts her with the photo evidence. Suddenly, Kathy's entire story changes. The denial crumbles. The walls come down. And Kathy White makes a decision that would cost her everything. She tells Liz Crokin she would consider going public with her story. Days later, Liz tries to reach Kathy at work, no answer. Tries again, still nothing. Finally, she gets through to one of Kathy's colleagues. And the words that came out of that phone changed everything. She's dead.
As the Diddy trial is opening up, People keep making this all about Diddy rather than looking at everything that's happening around it. There's a lot of people that want to protect the Diddy agenda because it serves them, because allegedly they're all accomplices. Like I said last year, after the Cassie Diddy case was made public for the world to see on CNN.
If Kim Porter hadn't done what she done, there would be no Cassie to testify.
You know, Mr. Combs, SC and SC, thing 1 and thing 2. They've been covering each other's ass for a long time, guys. Y'all don't see what's going on?
Ed. Paragraph 5. Think about it. You're Jay-Z. Your mistress is threatening to go public with a tell-all story that would destroy your marriage, your brand, your empire. Your wife is about to announce a pregnancy that will cement your power couple status. What do you do? According to multiple sources who knew both Jay-Z and Kathy White, you make sure she never gets the chance to talk. While Liz Crokin was sitting on evidence of deletion, another voice was screaming into the void, trying to warn anyone who would listen about the systematic corruption destroying the music industry from within. Jaguar Wright wasn't just another disgruntled industry insider. She was a first-hand witness to decades of abuse, cover-ups, and criminal conspiracies that reached the highest levels of entertainment.
I think it's getting a little too late for those who are complicit. For the victims who have been too afraid to come forward because the diddler has been running around with impunity. It's time for all of the victims to come forward. But for the people that have been denying it, you know what? Let's not be coy. You know, I am Jaguar. So let's just keep it a buck. Let's keep it a bean. Stevie J should be charged. Mary J. Blige should also be charged. Jennifer Lopez should definitely be charged. Should I keep going?
I mean, you're hitting it off.
Jay-Z should be charged. Khaled should be charged. Rick Ross should be charged. Usher should be charged and tried with him. Or for Justin Bieber alone.
Now, Carisha and Rick Ross just sat down together in an interview.
Yeah, I know. Two Diddy doo-wop bops. What a reunion. Only thing they got
Now,
will Diddy start snitching?
She threw it up.
Yeah, he better. He better. But the only thing I'm interested in him talking about is everything he knows about Kathy Coriana White. See, I know you know what happened to Corey. Diddy, I know that. You and Jay-Z down in Vegas at Tao with Claudia. Why don't you just talk about Kathy? That might help. That might help a lot.
I would say, if those who don't know who Kathy is.
Kathy Coriana White, Jay-Z's pregnant mistress, who died 24 hours after she announced that she was going public with their relationship and the baby.
Jaguar Wright revealed that Jay-Z and Diddy's relationship wasn't just a business partnership, it was a criminal conspiracy. She exposed how these two men have been protecting each other for decades, covering up each other's crimes, silencing each other's victims, and building an empire on a foundation of deletion, blackmail, and exploitation. What makes her different from other whistleblowers? She predicted this exact scenario years ago. She said when Diddy falls, others will fall with him, especially Jay-Z. She said Jay-Z's victims were ready to speak. And now, it's happening. According to multiple sources, Jaguar has delivered video evidence directly to the FBI, footage allegedly tying Jay-Z to Diddy's operation. She even claims she has compromising footage that goes beyond just crime. It proves an intimate relationship between Jay-Z and Diddy. That same freak-off footage that's being used to destroy Diddy's empire is now being linked to Jay-Z. And federal prosecutors confirm thousands of hours of this footage were seized in the Diddy raids, and Jay-Z appears in several of them.
And everyone is starting to notice things that they didn't notice 15, 20 years ago. Suge isn't looking like the monster that everyone painted him out to be. And Diddy sure ain't no choir boy. The more we start to uncover things, we're starting to realize that whatever we've been led to believe, it's actually the exact opposite. The Jay-Z victims are gonna be worse. They're worse because of the psychological torture that comes along with what he does. Like I said,
do you think Jay-Z is scared right now?
Oh, he's terrified. He's terrified. He's losing confidence everywhere. But the only confidence he's worried about keeping secure are those white boys that he worked for. That's his only loyalty. Not even to his wife is he loyal.
What do you think? And just again, hypothetically, if his kids, as young as they are, asked, "Daddy, who's that man on TV getting arrested? Isn't that your friend?" What would his response be?
He wouldn't respond. He would just laugh and walk away. That's Sean Carter. He doesn't own up to anything. Ever. Gaslight you right in your face. Do it smooth. He's a sociopath. He doesn't have any real feelings or emotions. Everything is transactional. You know? I think the only time he's really comfortable and happy in his own skin is when he's laying in the warm embrace of a man.
Jack, come on. Jack.
What?
Come on, man. You can't paint those kind of pictures into people's heads, man.
Why? It got painted in the mind with the videotape that I saw of him looking very happy in the embrace of a man.